Hello, welcome to another live stream from me. This time it's a live stream to replace the fact that I didn't do a video for this week. So it's a video live stream. Oh god, I kind of feel bad that I didn't do a video, but at least I've got to do this and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Basically doing a live stream, quote unquote, tier listing, which I did once before with my Percy Jackson characters to the world of Avatar video, but this time I'm doing it the opposite way round with Avatar characters in the world of the Royal-verse. I will admit I have had to miss off a few of the gods on the Greek gods list because you can only put so many things on the tier list. I could have probably done it another way, but the tier list was like the one thing I could think to do, so that's how it's happened. But the way in which it's going to go is I'm going to go through the tier list, go through various different characters in Avatar from The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, and a little bit of the Rise of Hiyoshi books, and just kind of connect them to the Greek god that I think they're going to be connected to. And I've only done the main Olympians because, again, only so many can fit on the tier list thing, but I'm looking forward to it. I've just kind of set this up now a little, like a minute or two earlier than originally planned, just because I want to give people time to pop on in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I say that actually. Let's hope it will be. I'm sure it will be, but you know, the main plan here is just to basically have fun with it. That's literally the only thing here. So, let people know what's occurring, and I will be getting started very, very soon. You guys can basically get involved as well if you don't agree with some of my choosings. Let me know your own thoughts on who you would put where. There'll be a bigger discussion at the end of whether or not you agree with who I've put with who. But yeah, it's just basically just having fun. House of Leaves, hello. How are you? Hope you're well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got everything set up already. As you can see, I've got the tier list ready here. I'm going to pop it on a bigger screen, but obviously because it's just me at the moment, I'm not going to do that currently. Just very slowly waiting for people to pop through. I'm good. How are you? I'm good as well, thank you. I've had a good day. Started off not too well because I was watching a K-pop concert, but the website crashed, so I wasn't actually able to watch the concert in the end. But now I'm doing this, so I'm gonna have fun. But I'm raring to go. You know what? Actually, let's just get into it, shall we? People will slowly start making their way through. So we've got our tier list here. I'll just go through it at the moment. Do let me know. Can you see everything all right? Can you like see the names, all these sort of things? Can you see it okay? Or is it a little bit blurry for anyone who's in the chat? Because obviously it looks okay to me, but I can't actually tell the sizing on the actual thing. Because my screen is also going to be a little bit different to everyone else's. Yeah, just drop a note. Can you see the names on the tier list? Does everything look all right? But the situation basically is so, because I've had to miss out some of the gods that we do have here are Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, Athena, Apollo, Hephaestus, Hermes, Aphrodite, Dionysus. So the three that I've missed out are Hera, Artemis, and Hestia. Hestia and Hera makes more sense because they don't have any kids. Oh, you can't see the names. That's weird. Hold on. That's odd. Oh, it's because it's just quite small. That's why. Let's see if I can zoom in. Maybe that will be better. That a little bit better for you. Oh, well, it's zoomed in better. Anyway, it's yeah, you can kind of see them. I'm just looking at mine as well. Things look all right. Yeah. But yeah, so I have missed out Artemis, Hestia, and Hera. Hera and Hestia make sense. They never have kids. Artemis, I know she has the hunters, but couldn't fit her on the list. And I'm like, well, I'll just do it with the actual demigod parent, so the parent situation. But the list is, yeah, here as follows. may zoom out actually because I can't see it very well on my thing. But yeah, so we've got all our characters down here. We've got oh, they've done it all in different orders. That's even better. We've got Aang, Asami, Azula, Beifong, Bolin, Iroh, Katara, Korra, Hiyoshi, Marco, Rangi, Sokka, Suki, Tenzin, Toph, Zuko. I didn't do everyone. Hi, dear. Because I was like, well, that's a lot of people. This is enough. This is a good amount of people. And I'm raring to dive in. So let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to be starting with Aang, Avatar Aang. Now, obviously, Aang's main characteristics is he's a kind, goofy, like all-powerful, but very chill sort of person. He goes with the flow. He's very creative. And who would he work well with? That is a good question. I don't think he's going to be any of the big three. Zeus is an ass. Aang is not. Poseidon, power over water. I know Aang has that. Doesn't really work. And Poseidon's personality as well. Don't think that really works. Hades, obviously not. Demeter could possibly be an option because plant life, the environment, all these sort of things, I feel works a lot with Aang's character. But I wouldn't really say that she's like one of the strongest people. Athena is intelligent, and I feel like I'm just going to skip over that. I feel really bad, Aang, but you're not like Athena level intelligence. Apollo is multifaceted in his talents, which probably makes this a little bit easier to kind of make sense for Aang as a character, because Apollo is joyful. He's a little bit ditzy, obviously going off the Percy Jackson books as well, but he has all these different talents. He can fly, technically. He has his flying car, got fire aspect with him as well. Hephaestus, I don't think would work at all, really, because Hephaestus is more like mechanical, like hands-on sort of creativity. Hermes, he could be Hermes, if I'm honest, actually. I know he's not a thief, but he has the sort of cunning, joyful, sort of like prank-like element. Aphrodite, I don't think he is at all. I don't think he is dying. You know what, actually? Yeah, I'm going to put Aang with Apollo, methinks. I think that makes a lot of sense to his character, just like the fact that he is multifaceted, he is goofy, he can be a bit dumb, but he has multiple different talents, and he's a jack of all trades sort of person, but he does have his special sort of skills of things that he's mainly known for. So like obviously Aang is mainly known for airbending, Apollo is mainly known for, well, both for being the sun god, but also for his archery. That's like his main good thing, because obviously his poetry not so good in the books. And then we've got Asami up next, and honestly, straight away, I'm not putting her there. I either want to put Asami with Hephaestus or Athena. I don't actually know who to put her with, because Hephaestus works for Asami because she is an engineer, she is inventive, she is ingenious, she works with a lot of mechanical things and is very creative in that way, but she is also hyper intelligent because of her working with these mechanics. She's the one who kind of comes up with some strategic elements. She's been trained in combat since she was young, basically from her father. So she could be either or, if I'm honest. But I think I'm actually going to put her with Hephaestus, actually. Just when it comes down to it, I think that makes more sense for her character, because she is more about actual creating things. And yeah, she's innovative in that she comes up with them, and she is very intelligent. She is the only person with the brain cells in the group. But Hephaestus, I think, makes sense for her in general, just because of the majority of things that she does. Is like she created that whole train system in Republic City. That's something Hephaestus would do, in my opinion. Okay, so we've got Azula next. Oh my god, have I missed someone actually? Oh no, I have. I've missed Ares. Oh no. Bollocks. Oh No, that's not good. Okay, so we missed Aries, guys. That's my bad. Because that is where Azula should be going, is to Aries. Oh no. Actually, you know what? I know Aries isn't there, and she technically should be with Aries. She does technically work with Zeus as well. Zeus is the quote-unquote favorite chosen one child because he's the one who's born last and yet still got, you know, the king title in mythology. He's the one who has the ultimate power, in a sense, which Azula does too. She is the prodigy child. He's also insanely ruthless as well. You know, the other dodgy part of his character aside, he is someone who is ruthless, a little bit full of himself, someone who doesn't see other people as being on his level. And I feel that's something that Azula kind of works as a character. Like, she is someone who just sees herself as the one on top. She doesn't really see other people. She uses other people to her advantage, which I think Zeus does as well. So yeah, I was going to put her with Ares, but she does actually make more sense as Zeus than Ares because, you know, Ares in the Percy Jackson books is a bit of an idiot, and she's not an idiot. So, yeah, Zeus for Azula. It's actually quite a lot of fun. Beifong, Lin Beifong, the MILF queen, although she's not a mother, so that doesn't work. The queen. Who would I put her with? That's a good question. I'm not putting her with Hermes at the moment because, well, actually, I definitely can't put her with Hermes anyway because Hermes is a thief. I may put her with Athena actually. I feel like she's someone who would suit Athena's characteristics of, you know, like being by the book, following things, creating these different plans of attack. Like, obviously, she's the chief of police, and even when she's not being the chief of police, she is the one who's coming up with a lot of the ideas. She's the one who's coordinating these battles and these fights, when she's the one who has kind of the direction for it. Lynn is basically the one that, if you need someone in control, it has to be Lynn because no one else is capable. So I think Lin Beifong actually works for Athena. Yeah, no, I'm down for that. Yeah. Lin Beifong as a child of Athena. Bolin. Hermes. Actually, no. Aphrodite. Bolin is an Aphrodite child. 100%. He is, you know, the one who has the most love interests out of everyone. He is someone who is, when he is in a relationship, mainly with Opal as well, he's very attentive to her, even though he does screw up a lot. But he has that himbo energy, which I feel like quite a bit of the Aphrodite characters usually embody. But he is also someone who's completely capable, which is what I would like to see for like the Aphrodite cabin characters in the Percy Jackson TV show. Is that, sorry, I'm getting quite warm. Is that not only do they have the himbo energy, but they also have the capabilities that Bolin has. Like, he is, you know, someone who is obsessed with love, who is successful in love, obviously not originally because of the whole chorus situation. So he is a child of Aphrodite, but he's a capable child of Aphrodite. I think he's someone that, he is in a sense what Piper was meant to be in Heroes of Olympus, although minus like the himbo aspect, but someone who appreciates love and, you know, its strengths, whilst also being capable and not putting down people who are focused on relationships and focused on love. Bolin is what Piper's character should be, basically, minus the himbo sort of aspect. But yeah, Bolin with Aphrodite. I quite like that. And now to Uncle Iroh. Now, I would put him with Athena, but I don't think I will. I don't know who I would put him with, though. Oh, maybe he should just be with Athena. That was the question. Sorry, I've just seen this comment here. I'm not even halfway through Korra yet, and I agree with that choice. Yeah, Bolin is definitely that sort of character. I said I wasn't going to put Iroh and Athena because I feel like that's an obvious thing, but actually, he kind of makes sense for Athena. I don't. The question is, does he go ahead of Lin or behind? No, behind Lin. She's got more of the strategy element. He did, but he does. No, take that back. No, he does go first. Iroh is, the stronger, more capable Athena child because he's got the more years of wisdom sort of situation. I was going to kind of put him with Dionysus just based on the tea thing and kind of being more chill in his advice sort of situation. Sort of, the god of wine, but the god of what else is he? So he's god of fun, god of wine, and god of I know he can break your mind and fix your mind, so basically god of mental health in a sense also. But no, I think Iroh makes more sense for Athena. Katara. I don't know where I want to put Katara though. I'm not putting her in Hermes, I'm just doing that so I can move up. Who would I want to put her with? That is a really good question. Not Hades. That doesn't really work for her character. Or does it actually? It could, because he is the god of the underworld, but he's also technically, if you go by the Roman aspect as well, god of riches. But he's the sort of god who he has a lot of control. He does a lot of the guidance. Actually, no, Hades doesn't work. Demeter, I can't really see. Athena, no. Apollo, no. Vesper's definitely not. Aphrodite, I can't see really either. Neither Dionysus. Maybe it is just maybe. I could see Poseidon, but that's only just because of the water bending. I don't feel like she's got Poseidon's sort of seemingly laid back attitude in Percy Jackson. And she's quite family oriented. Demeter, actually. Demeter is someone who's family orientated. She's very focused on her on her family. Even including people who aren't actually connected to her family. She becomes seemingly quite protective of Nico in a sense, because she has this whole line about how Nico needs to eat more bran or something like that. I can't even remember exactly what kind of cereal it was meant to be, to put more strength in his bones or something like that. Poseidon works maybe, and not just because of the water bending. Okay, I'm intrigued by that, just because I kind of can't think about that in terms of her character with Poseidon, because I feel like Poseidon is not straight-laced, but he's not someone that I can see with Katara personally, just because her, for example, her and Percy's personalities don't fully work, and even the children of Poseidon, I can't think of any actually in mythology, so I don't actually know. But let me know your reasonings for that, because I'm intrigued by that option. I think I'm gonna leave her in Demeter for now, but we can discuss that later, I think. Hold on. It kind of fits the sea doesn't like to be restrained thing. Yeah, I can see that, yeah, because she does have her moments when it comes to not being sure how to decide sort of thing. Yeah, you know what? We'll come back to that. I'm going to leave her in Demeter for now, because I'm just thinking family oriented and sort of caring for others situation. That's all I can think of right now. Actually, no. Hermes. Oh, fuck, no. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to swear. Hermes, because she's someone who takes in others who are sort of abandoned by other people. She is the journey woman, sort of the traveler, the person who brings others in, like how the Hermes cabin is in Percy Jackson. They home everyone in that cabin because he is the god of travelers. For now, definitely. keeping her and Hermes, because that makes a lot of sense, because she brings a lot of people into the group, and she's also the one who's usually the most accepting. Like, she was the one who initially was on side with Zuko. She was the one who, even though she argues with Toph, is also on the side of Toph in most cases as well. So I can see that. But we will debate this later. On to Korra now. Okay, Korra, I think, would be Hades, if I'm honest. And that may surprise some people, because I feel like, just like Hades, she is the avatar who is the one who is most likely to be misunderstood. Obviously, she's in a time where the avatars aren't really the avatar isn't needed as much. She's seen as someone who is a bit of a nuisance, because she's, even in the fandom, look at it, like, she is someone who's not appreciated by the fandom because she's a very brash person. So she's disliked almost automatically because of the way in which she comes across. She's also someone who holds a grudge quite easily, which is something that Hades' children often do. And she also faces a lot of trauma and a lot of, setbacks due to who she is as a person, which I feel like represents a lot of what Nico does, and a lot. Oh, what's happening here? Why are you skipping? Leave it alone. A lot of what happens to Hades' children. I've just seen a comment here from AC Magic that Hermes also works for Iroh. That is definitely something we can discuss later, because I can actually see your point with that as well. But I definitely see Korra as a Hades child, just from how both the fandom and the show and the people in the Avatar world treat her as the Avatar. But then we get on to Hiyoshi. Now, Hiyoshi is with Aphrodite currently, because actually, no, that does make sense. Hiyoshi in the books is someone who is very quiet, a little timid in some areas, doesn't really stand up to people. She has her girlfriend Rangi basically do that for her. She's someone who doesn't want to kind of get into confrontations with people. She is a very, very soft girl. Tall girl, short girl, opposite. So you'd assume the tall girl would be the sort of person who'd be, dominant, domineering sort of things. But in this case, Hiyoshi is the softie. And a lot of the things that she does is based inherently in love for other people. She goes after the main villain because of someone that she cares about, two people that she cares about, and what happens to them. Her determination to be a good avatar is based on the relationship she builds with the other characters in the books. I'm trying not to spoil things here. And even her relationship with Rangi is one that is like something that is very central to her character. So Aphrodite, and I'm going to put her ahead of Bolin actually, because her character is truly guided by love, which I really, really appreciate actually, considering that like the image that we see of her as obviously an older avatar is that she is, this badass, and she even puts on that image herself, but that putting on that image is actually also brought about by her love for other people and wanting to protect them and protect her identity by putting the fear into others. So yeah, Hiyoshi with Aphrodite. And then we've got Mako. I'm just looking at the other thing, so I don't know where I may put Mako with Hermes as well, actually, just because of the way in which he works with other people. Like, he's someone who does a lot for his brother. A lot of the decisions that he's making are based on other people. He is sort of a jack of all trades. Like, he finds any way to solve a situation as best as possible, and to make sure that it works as best as it can as a whole. I think that's just something that Hermes kids do. They make the best of any situation and help people as best they can. Sometimes with not expecting things, sometimes with expecting things. And like, Marco's doing the best he can, and I feel like it's a good representation of Hermes kids. They're doing the best they can. So yeah, Marco as a Hermes kid, I can see. And then we've got Rangi. Now, Rangi, again, because I missed out Aries, because I'm an idiot, I would originally put her with Aries, but I may actually put her... I think I'll put her... Well, I don't know if Athena works, actually. Who would she work with? She's very straight-laced. Yeah, no, Athena works, actually. I won't put her too near the top, because I don't think she's very sort of like battle strategy sort of orientated. Although she is at the same time, she's also someone who's very about honor. Sorry, I've just seen this comment from he sounds like a Demeter kid response. Yeah, he does actually. I can see that as well. That's another discussion for later. I feel like Katara and Mako at the moment are the ones I'm not too sure on. Rangi, I think, makes sense as an Athena kid, actually, because of the way in which she's someone who's very much about honor. She's always about kind of sticking to the rules in a sense, making sure things are working the right way. Like, even when like Hiyoshi is learning the elements, she gets really stressed out about the fact that she's learning the elements out of order. And this was something that I think was introduced in the Hiyoshi books, is that there is a specific order to learn the elements in. So in Aang's case, he should have been learning obviously first water, then earth, then fire. And in Korra's case as well, she learnt wait, hold on. Am I getting that wrong? Earth, fire, air, water. Okay, yeah. So she learned earthbending first, then firebending, then airbending. And in Kyoshi's case, she was going to do that the wrong way around. And like Rangi got like really stressed out by that idea. So that's kind of where the Athena aspect for me kind of works, is that she's someone who very much likes to stick to how things should work because it's the way it should be. I feel like that's something like Athena would be like. And then Sokka, straight away, I kind of wanted to be a Hephaestus kid of mine, if I'm honest. I would normally put him with Athena because he has like the battle strategy intellect aspect of his character, but he does invent a lot of things as well. So I feel like it's either or, but actually now that I've said it, he's above Iroh. Iroh, move out of the way. Yeah. He's above Iroh in the thing. So he is like the top. He's basically the Annabeth of... he's the Annabeth of the Athena sort of cabin, because he is battle orientated. He is someone who is very strong. Even though he does have the comedy aspect, I feel like he's like a mixture of like Annabeth and probably Leo. I don't like Leo, but yeah. But yeah, it's either Hephaestus or Athena. But now that I've said, like, we have that whole scene with him on to do with invasion for the day of Black Sun, is that it? Their invasion of the Fire Nation. A lot of that is his own plan. I feel like that alone is actually a good sign of him being an Athena kid. He does invent, but he's very sort of Apollo. Oh god, so I'm saying Apollo now because I've just seen it. He should be an Apollo kid, but maybe not, because Sokka has better haikus. He really does, which I think is hilarious. But don't say that, Apollo may smite him, or me, because I'm doing it. But yeah, no, Sokka is Athena kid, that makes sense. And then Suki. Suki actually, I do think will 100% actually be a Hermes kid, because she is jack of all trades. She's very skilled. She is the sort of person who think Luke, but not evil. It's like sword strength, ability to lead, ability to gain control of a group that aren't all connected to you. I'd probably put her higher up, because also I don't know if these two are still going to be here by the end. Yeah, I would put... I mean, it's between Athena and Hermes again. A lot of these characters are like Athena. But yeah, I think Hermes makes sense because she does do so many different kinds of things, but so does Athena. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to Suki and put in her and Hermes for the moment. Tenzin. Tenzin. Where would I put Tenzin? I don't actually know. He's quite straightforward. I wouldn't say he's like got the intellect of Athena. Doesn't work from the heart like Aphrodite. Not putting him with Apollo, just moving up. I may put him with Demeter because of his family orientated. Oh, hold on. Demeter, she gives Meg vibes, but Hermes probably makes more sense. Yeah, it could be either or. That's one for a discussion later. I think Tenzin may work as a child of Demeter because I feel like he does have that family oriented element about him. But he's also someone that I feel like, even though he's somewhat of a fan favorite, I feel like he's someone who's often forgotten at the same time, or is like living up to the legacy of the other big sort of gods in the group. The other godly children in the group. He's someone who has a lot of skill and a lot of strength and a lot of ability, but is usually kind of overshadowed by the other powerful godly children. Similar to Meg McCaffrey in Trials of Apollo, who is a daughter of Demeter. So yeah, I think that works for Tenzin. We'll see. And we're on to our last two now. I realise I haven't put any in Poseidon or Dionysus so far, but I don't think I will. Actually, I've just said that. And I think actually Toph would probably be a Dionysus kid, if I'm honest. Normally, again, probably would be Aries, but I've forgotten them. But Dionysus kind of makes sense because she is very much someone who enjoys having fun, like has a bit of like a laugh, doesn't take things too seriously, is very chill as a person. She can throw hands, which like Dionysus 100% can do. And it's very sort of sneaky in that sense, Dionysus. And it's something that I feel is very unappreciated about his character, is that he is very powerful. Like, he can very literally, like, snap of his fingers, turn someone insane. That is a scary amount of power in someone that you wouldn't expect much from, because you look at him in his godly form, and he is a heavy-set, aggressive, mean, not very nice person who just looks like someone you wouldn't expect anything from. And I think that's kind of, I feel like that's something about Toph. Like, she's someone that you look at her, and it's something that it's like seeing the show itself when we see Toph for the first time. Everyone's like, oh my god, is she actually blind? No, it must be a gimmick because, you know, she's so talented. But like, even her family think so little of her. They don't think she is capable of anything. I feel like that's something that connects well with Dionysus as a god. So yeah, Toph with Dionysus. And now we're on to Zuko. I don't know where I would put Zuko. People may be surprised by what I'm about to do, and probably definitely won't agree. Zuko as a child of Apollo. Again, multi-talented, multifaceted, focus on like various different aspects of his skill. He's someone who also, like, you wouldn't really expect much from him. Like, he's that child who is like the secondary to the prodigy, which Apollo is in some cases. Like, Artemis is seen as like the better sibling, for example. And Apollo in general is kind of like a bit of a joke sort of god in the books, until we get to the Trials of Apollo, where we start to learn a bit more about him and the complicated nature he is as a character. And also, Apollo goes through an incredible redemption arc, which obviously ties into Zuko, one of, you know, the named greatest redemption arcs on television. So I've just seen Tia's comment here. I didn't expect this, but this seriously makes a lot of sense. Right? It's kind of weird, but there's something about, and it's mainly to do with the Trials of Apollo book, because Apollo goes through this huge redemption arc, and Zuko obviously does the same. But yeah, that kind of, I feel bad for Poseidon, but I don't like Poseidon, so I kind of don't feel bad at all. But this is the list. I probably should have done more characters. But you know what? I'm happy with this. So, daughter of Zeus, Azula. Daughter of Hades, Korra. Son of Demeter, Tenzin. The sons and daughters of Athena, Sokka, Iroh, Lin Beifong, and Rangi. The sons of Apollo, Aang and Zuko. Daughter of Hephaestus, Asami. I know you said Athena. Asami. The sons and daughters of Hermes, Suki, Katara, and Mako. The son and daughter of Aphrodite, Hiyoshi, and Bolin. And the daughter of Dionysus, Toph. All right, okay. I want to hit. I'm going to need to zoom out a little bit further, I think, actually, to get all of them on screen. Okay, still can't get them all on screen. Yeah, I've zoomed out way too much. Okay, so we've got this whole list here. So I know the ones that are mainly in discussion are the Hermes kids that I put in of Suki, Katara, and Mako. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on, do you think that works? I think Suki, it kind of does. Just because she's someone who kind of works with all these different groups. She's someone who can go from one group of people. So she can go from the Kyoshi Warriors to becoming part of Team Avatar with little to no difficulty at all, which I feel is something Hermes kids can do a lot. Like, they work well with lots of different people because jack of all trades element, all this sort of things. So Suki, I think, does actually work as a Hermes kid. Katara is the one that I'm really not too sure about, because I feel like she's someone who, same as Suki, works well with lots of different people. Is someone who accepts a lot of people into the group. She does hold grudges quite easily, which could work with Hades. Obviously, waterbending for Poseidon, but you know, that's not really much of a situation there. Like, waterbending doesn't automatically, you know, connect to Poseidon. But it's just kind of like a mixture, which is why I kind of think it makes sense for her to be like a Hermes kid, because she is a mixture. I may just put this bigger on the screen actually for people. I've just taken myself off the screen for anyone who's confused as to why I've disappeared. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like she does kind of make sense as a Hermes kid, just for the reasons that I've laid out. But I would love to hear other people's thoughts. It's Mako, actually, is the one that I'm the least sure about, because I don't think he works that well with other people, if I'm honest. Like, even when we see him as a cop, he doesn't really work with other people. Like, he's kind of working on his own, like being a beat cop, which is, you know, kind of rare in general with police officers. But I can't think who else he'd work well with, if I'm honest. Like, he doesn't really have the skills for Hephaestus kid. He has like the multifaceted element of like Apollo kids, but definitely not the intelligence of Athena. He is kind of family orientated like Demeter, but not that much. I could kind of see him as a Hades kid, actually. He has a lot of angst. He's someone who has a lot of tragedy in his life. He's someone who is sort of misunderstood, particularly by the fandom. He's very awkward as a person. He's skilled, but sort of unappreciated to that level. Maybe he's a Poseidon kid, actually. Because Poseidon is someone who sort of more on his own, very sort of leadership element if we're thinking about Percy. I don't know. Mako is a confusing character. I've just had a response. I just had a thought. The Painted Lady episode gives me serious Prometheus vibes, but not an option, so that doesn't really help us here. I can kind of see it actually with Katara. If I know he doesn't have any demigod children, but Prometheus vibes, definitely. I really can't think about where Mako belongs, which I feel like is a really I'm actually kind of thinking Poseidon or Hades at that moment, if I'm honest. Hades because of the angst, the misunderstood element, the kind of lone wolf aspect that he has. But then Poseidon, in that he has very much like a leadership orientated thing. He's very focused on kind of solving problems. Actually, no, the solving problems wouldn't be. You know what? I'm going to pop in Hades. Oh. Okay, not gonna lie, might be a weird take, but Katara could be an Ares kid. Ares def holds grudges and stuff, but then again, it could be Mars Roman version like Frank. Yeah, no, I did think that, but also I've forgotten to put Ares on this list. You can only put so many on these bloody tier lists. I missed Ares off. There were quite a few that I considered it, but she would actually make sense as an Aries kid as well, wouldn't she? Just seen from Ken Pham, a vibe with Hephaestus for soccer. See, I thought so too, and he does make sense as a Hephaestus kid as well. But when I kind of like started plotting it out, because I'd originally put him with Hephaestus, but then I was like, but he doesn't like, even though he does invent things, he's more strategic. Like he's the person who came up with the whole plan basically for, you know, the Day of Black Sun invasion and all these sort of things, which I feel is more Athena like. And Athena does like, she doesn't like invent things, but she does create. Like she is a creative sort of, like she can do sort of, she's like the architect sort of person. So she's the person who says how it's done and then someone else makes it, which I think is what like a soccer is like. He comes up with the idea, but he doesn't necessarily create the invention. Like we even see with the inventor episode, he comes up with the idea, but I don't think we see him actually making it. It's the inventor guy who does it, but I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I'm just looking at this and I'm kind of, oh, let me put myself back on screen. I'm kind of vibing with this. Marco as a Hades kid, yeah. You know, I can kind of see it. I do keep going back to the Katara one. I'm like, I don't know if Katara makes sense as a Hermes kid. Even though I explained it all out. And it kind of makes sense. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I'm in a confusion. I'm in a confusion. I think the rest of them make sense. My favorite one is the Zuko as an Apollo kid, because that one took me by surprise. Korra feels more Poseidon, in my opinion. Yeah, I can see that as well. The only reason I went with Hades is because of the fact that like Hades is a very misunderstood god, which I feel like represents a lot of Korra, as well as like the whole like lots of trauma and all that sort of stuff with the Nico vibe. But she does have very Percy sort of, you know, sensibilities in that sense of being someone who, like, she's a very loyal person. I'm loyal, babe. If anyone watches Love Island, you know what I mean. But yeah, so I think she's like either or. I could see her as Poseidon kid as well. Ah. There are a few here I'm just like, could some of these be changed around? The ones that I know that I definitely don't want to change are Aphrodite kids of Hiyoshi and Bolin. They 100% make sense. Suki is a Hermes kid. 100% makes sense. Asami is Hephaestus. 100% makes sense. And then the people in Athena as well. 100% makes sense. Although debates for Iroh and Sokka in some areas as well. But the others, I'm capable for change. But yeah, what do you guys think? What, like, are there any that you're seeing here that you're kind of surprised by, or any that you would personally move elsewhere? I'm always intrigued to hear other people's thoughts on this. And I will actually be making this template available so you guys can do your own versions of this as well if you want. Big joke. Soccer is Dionysus, cactus juice. You know what, though? He is the life of the party. Just makes me think of does anyone know the YouTube channel Reanime? They did a whole short sort of like comedy thing on their channel of like live action soccer for the cactus juice section. Absolutely hilarious. But I think these are, I'm pretty chill with these. I'm pretty happy with these. Zeus, Azula, Hades, Korra and Mako, Demeter, Tenzin, Athena, Sokka, Iroh, Lin Beifong, Rangi, Apollo, Aang and Zuko, Hephaestus, Asami, Hermes, Suki and Katara, Aphrodite, Hiyoshi and Bolin, and Dionysus, Toph. We've got everyone with a god. No god, no, Poseidon's been forgotten, and so is Ares, because I just completely forgot about Ares and also could not fit him in, which is even more annoying. But yeah, you know what? I'm good with this. So hold on, let's go big screen and big screen. There we go. Well, bigger screen. Yeah, no, this has been quite a lot of fun actually. Just I know I didn't do that many characters. I could have brought Ty Lee and like a few other side characters in here as well, but Ty Lee honestly would actually automatically go with Dionysus. May would 100% go. I'd put it with Aphrodite if I'm honest. I'd put May with Aphrodite because a lot of the decisions that she does, especially her final one, is for love, her love of Zuko. Though she's got problems in other areas, but she's like that, both that vicious side of love and also the kinder side of love. So she's like Drew Tanaka, I would say, like Drew Tanaka, sort of side of Aphrodite, the crueler side that also has a softer side as well. I can't think of any other side characters. Varric, Hephaestus, Julie, also, and no, Julie I'd put in Athena. Sami with Hecate. Yeah, no, I can see that. If you brought in minor gods as well, I could possibly see her with Hecate. But yeah, Hephaestus does make sense for her predominantly, especially with like the major gods. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I know it's not as long as I thought it was going to be a lot longer, but then I realized I didn't actually bring that many characters in. Although I've just added obviously those last ones in of Ty Lee with Dionysus and May with Aphrodite, and then Hephaestus, Varric, and Athena, Julie. We've got a lot of Athena kids, which I vibe with. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in with your thoughts as well and helping me kind of come up with this. This has been enjoyable. I may do more things like this in future, sort of like live discussions of things that I'm thinking about. Especially if I also, in this case, it was more because I just forgot to film a video. So this will definitely happen in future, because it's almost a guarantee that I will forget to record a video at some point, and I'll do more things like this. But as always, everyone, thank you for tuning in to this video. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. Check out the description box as always for my social media. Drop me a follow on all of those things for updates of all these sort of stuff. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon, which is linked down there as well. Can't support me on Patreon? Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Drop a comment, a comment when you can. Drop a thumbs up. Share with your friends for the algorithm's sake. And yeah, also let me know in the comments as well your own tier list for this, or which god you think, other characters that I may have not mentioned. Let me know who you think they're connected to. I also want to say a shout out to everyone to go check out TJ Young and the Gatekeeper Stuff by Antoine Bandelet if you like Percy Jackson and Avatar-esque vibes in one book. Highly recommend. Also like Harry Potter vibes as well. And yeah, thank you for everyone who has tuned in. As always, I've been Fran, and I'll see you in the next one.